so this is Feverfew. And Feverfew, this is kind of past its prime, as you can see. You know, Feverfew is, again, one of these plants that got sort of the moniker, it's the migraine herb. And the name, the common name Feverfew, is actually a corruption of the word febrifuge. Febrifuge became Feverfew, and this has a long history of being used for treating fevers, for lowering fevers. It is bitter, it's anti-inflammatory, and the whole idea of using it for migraines seems to have originated with a British doctor. And he would give his patients the Feverfew leaves to chew on, and some of them responded really well. And the first studies, which turned out to be really flawed, were flawed because what he was doing is he was including people in his studies that he had already given it to and already knew that it worked. So it seemed like, wow, this stuff really works really well. Well, first off, of the people he gave the leaves to chew on for migraines, a good third of them developed lip sores. So don't do that. And it turns out that Feverfew is useful for some types of migraines, but Feverfew is useful for excess heat migraines, not deficiency cold migraines. So if you have somebody with an excess heat migraine, Feverfew certainly could be a part of that formula, along with things like white peony, which is one of my favorite migraine remedies. But if you give it to somebody with that would be an excess heat migraine. If you give somebody with a deficiency cold migraine, it either doesn't work at all, or in some cases it'll actually make it worse. So just be aware that you have to look at that underlying differential diagnosis to decide, you know, what pattern am I seeing here and what makes sense for treating it. There is one study that came out fairly recently, 10 years, so that's fairly recently, and they made an extract just from the flowers, not the tops or the leaves, and it actually was much more effective than a preparation made from the leaves or the leaves and flower. So if you're ever going to grow it and you want to make medicine out of it, like a tincture, try just doing the flowers if you have enough of them to do it.